Welcome to episode 259. It is October 19th, 2018, 6:32 p.m. And it's a Friday. Happy Friday to you, freaks. I am, today, you get to see me rough this, but there was so much lettering in this cartoon that I just did not record it. Well, yeah, you see the rough stuff here. I kept going back and forth on the text for the second panel here. So I spent a while on it. And then after I had sent it to all my clients, Hillary told me that I had like 2 changes needed to make to the text. So you don't get to see those changes. You get to see the boo-boos, but you may not even spot them. When I woke up this morning about 1 a.m., I had 3 different subjects to choose from that I wanted to do. And I had the 3 ideas. I had them all written down in my idea log and my big log of ideas. And you know what? And I was going back and forth between them, and I started to do one of them, and I wasn't really in love with it, even though I thought it was really, really good to do, the subject. And then, while making coffee, when I was ready to start doing the serious inking for the cartoon, here I am drawing Mitch McConnell. He's kind of fun to draw. A little hard sometimes because he's just too easy. While making the coffee, I changed my mind, because then I thought about this one some more, and I thought, this one really annoys me more. I'm gonna go with it. So I went with it. What Republicans are doing is, well, they're lying. They're lying their ass off. But the funny thing is that they were going to run on the tax cuts, right? Remember that? Do you remember those tax cuts? They were going to run on that because it was such the right thing to do. It's time to run on those tax cuts. They were going to lower the deficit. Turns out they're not lowering the deficit. The deficit is actually increasing because of the tax cuts. So Mitch McConnell was actually talking about, what we ought to do is cut Social Security and Medicare, and keep all the tax cuts for our rich asshole friends. Yeah, so they're not talking about the tax cuts. Because Republicans, once again, do not care about lower deficits. They don't care about cutting government spending. So what they're doing is that they're just making up a whole bunch of bullshit. In Virginia, we have Abigail Spanberger, and she's running for Congress against Dave Baratt. He's a guy that beat Eric Cantor. And she is a former CIA operative. She fought terrorists. And what they're accusing her, they're highlighting that she taught for 2 semesters at a Muslim high school. It was a high school for study students from the Saudi Arabian embassy. And then a couple of those students went off and they became terrorists. So they're accusing her of being like educating people on how to be terrorists or something like that. But every high school churns out some bad eggs, I mean, not like everybody from my high school turned out great. Hell, I became a cartoonist. But from the high school gig, she worked for the CIA. She got a security clearance, right? Okay, so, but instead of talking about how she fought terrorists, or making it look like she taught them, and I think she taught Shakespeare. A candidate in New York, he used to be a rapper. They're using that against him. The same people that hosted Kanye in the White House are saying, "Look at this guy, he's a rapper. He's a black guy too. Oh my God." Another one in New York. What was that? I cannot even remember. Running against the indicted congressman. They're pointing out that he speaks Korean. Seriously. There's a problem with this guy because he speaks Korean. And in an ad, they show a photo of Kim Jong-un. Seriously. And he's a white guy. He's married to a permanent resident. Not a permanent resident. A naturalized citizen from South Korea. They have children. And he can speak Korean. Oh my God, what happens if they find out I'm learning Spanish? I'm doomed. Remember whenever George Bush ran and they were like, look, he's bilingual, he can speak Spanish. Which really surprised people because he couldn't speak English. But now it's a bad thing to be bilingual. I mean, but they're putting up photos of this guy with Kim Jong-un because he can speak Korean. Meanwhile, Donald Trump can only speak enough English to say that he loves Kim Jong-un. Go figure. And then the best one is that there's this a candidate in San Diego running for Congress against another indicted Republican who couldn't get a security clearance if his life depended on it. He's indicted. Did I just say that? And they're pointing out that his grandfather was part of the plot to kill the Israeli Olympic athletes in the Munich massacre of 1972 at the Olympics. That's his grandfather. I don't want to be held liable for anything my grandfathers did. I didn't even know one of them. But anyway, despite his grandfather being a terrorist, this guy got a security clearance working in the White House. And he's a Christian. And he grew up in a Mexican-American community. Which may not help his case, I don't know. None of this America. And they're talking about caravans, they're talking about Kavanaugh. And they're talking about the angry mobs. More like angry moms. You know, for a bunch of snowflakes, they're really scared of snowflakes being angry mobs. Anyway, they're just a bunch of lying. Liars. Liar, 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 liars. Liar, liar, liars. Today's video is a bit shorter than normal. Let's go look at some shoutouts. I was really tired when I was doing this cartoon. I didn't really start at about 3 a.m. And then I had to do my Costa Rica one too, and that was rejected. My first idea. So I was struggling this morning after I finished this cartoon to come up with the idea for Costa Rica. So today has kind of been a pain in the ass. Just my Fridays have been turning into that. Just a lot of work on Fridays, from Thursday evening to Friday. All right. Robert Coutinho pointed out that Nazis and white supremacists killed someone too. I forget what point I was talking about in that one. But that was on when the Saudi Arabian, the art of the murder with the Saudis and being murderers and Trump defeating them. And funny thing about that cartoon, when I made yesterday's video, it had about 300 shares. And then for some reason, then they slowed down like they normally do. And then for some reason last night, it just blew up. The hits on my website blew up. I went from like 600 views to the website to close to 2,000. And the cartoon was shared over 1,000 times. Yay! And then today, it's still going. Just bam, ba, bam, ba, bam, 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 bam. And the shares are just flying like crazy. So that cartoon has been shared a whole bunch. It's over 1,000 shares. Maybe over 2,000. I won't know till it tells me. Let me go look. Let me look. Yesterday's cartoon. Oh wait, today's 127. That's okay. It's not great. Today's cartoon. Let's see what happens tomorrow when I draw a cartoon tonight. Yesterday's cartoon. Yeah, we're still above 1,000. I won't know the exact, or after 1,000, I don't know the exact number, and then it tells me when I hit 2,000. Yeah, today's views on the website is at 5,000. Yesterday's was 2,000. The day before that was 1,200. The day before that was 1,000. Okay. And the day before that was like a measly 797. Nobody cares about that crap but me. Because I geek. But then, Robert Coutinho mentioned that Trump went to Saudi Arabia first because Canada and Mexico were not going to put Trump's picture as a 4-story projection on a building. That is true. That was some serious ass kissing. And then Robert Coutinho also said, the conservative bloggers are trying to paint Khashoggi as a Muslim Brotherhood terrorist. You know, when you wrote that, and I first read it, I was like, what? I hadn't heard that. And within like 2 minutes, I saw it all over the freaking internet, Robert. Yeah. So they're doing that. But the thing is, I'm waiting to see... Well, Trump has ignored that so far, but I'm waiting... He's not going to disavow it, but I'm waiting to see if he takes the mantle of that campaign, if he chimes in. Because he likes a good conspiracy theory. So I'm going to wait and see. So Ariel said that she wasn't upset, nor angry, nor pissed, nor hungry, nor emotional at all today. She just didn't have much to say on this on the topic, nor anything you talked about. Have a great day. I don't know if that was about yesterday's cartoon or the day before when I did Elizabeth Warren and Chief Wahoo. I'm not sure. And then she gave me a bunch of weird emoticons about me saying I had a lot of people do woman-splaining to me. And then Ariel said, why do you stay friends with someone you describe as dumb as well? Well, it's kind of like I don't really unfriend them, but they're just kind of like still friends. It's not like we talk every day or anything like that. some conservatives. I don't know. Just another reason. I remember who we're talking about. I actually want to know what theories that they're doing. So I want to stay friends with them on Facebook just to see what weird shit they're posting. You know, like the smear campaign of Khashoggi. And Arrow thinks that her single comment is the proof that so many people were unhappy about yesterday's cartoon. It was not your single comment. It was 1,000 other comments. You only left one. As in single. Just why I did not say plural. We are almost done. Today's video is a little bit shorter. If I had recorded all that lettering, we would have been close to 15 minutes. Or 17 or 18. Or maybe even 19. I mean, one of these guys kind of like the Simpson yellow. If you ever notice the Simpsons, they're not really pale or pinkish. They're more yellow. I run out of skin tones for white people. And it's like I want to do the crowd, but I didn't want to get heavy in the crowd like I do at times. I don't want to overkill with that. Alright, there's your cartoon, folks. Minus the changes that I made in some of the text. Go to the website, Claytoonz.com, and check it out. Thank you for coming by. Leave me a comment, and you will get your very own shout-out tomorrow that you can wrap in a bow and put a bow in it and call it a new name, whatever. But you get your own shout-out. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really need that. If you like my cartoons, click subscribe, okay? That red button. You don't have to come in here every day. You don't get a whole bunch of emails. You just subscribe. Come by tomorrow. See you again. Bye.